are back here at Drutter Madness, coming to you live from Druther Brothers Studios. Brought to you in partnership, as always, with Druther Brothers and sponsored by Druther Brothers. As always, camera work done by EA Sports. Big shout out there. Game 4 of the play-ins. We bring you North Carolina Coastal versus Prairie A&M. The Panthers versus the Eagles. Sky versus Earth. Who will come out on top? Usually it's Sky, but it might be Earth tonight. Let's find out. We have North Carolina in the blue with the first shot attempt not going in. And Prairie View taking it back down, losing the ball quickly. A little bit of a sloppy start. That's usual. We've seen that in the first 3 games here. As North Carolina is able to get on the boards first. The Panthers, in a consolidarity with their fellow North Carolina teams, is wearing the University of North Carolina A&T jerseys tonight. I know, a big switch up there, folks, but we've seen a lot of solidarity throughout this tournament with people wearing different players' jerseys and really not trying to foul down towards the end of the game. Keep it safe, keep it clean, keep it fun. Keep it Drutter Mad. Let's go over to our studios over on the other side of town and check in with Druther Brother Kleiny. Finally joining us. You've all been waiting for him. Here he is, Druther Brother Kleiny. What are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Druther Brothers. It's great to be back in the studio of Druther Brothers. Been on a hiatus, been in self-isolation for the past few weeks. I think we can all relate with what's going on. Hey, Druther Brother Adam. I think we're going to have a good matchup today. I think the Eagles and Panthers, evenly matched. I've been watching them on tape for the past few weeks now, and I really like what they have to offer from the perimeter, each of them. I think there's going to be a lot of 3 points and 3-point shots thrown up in this game, and the key is going to be who can make the higher percentage. I suspect a close one in the end, but whoever druthers it out is going to probably come out on top.
Hey, well said, Druther Brother Kleiny. Whoever druthers out on top. Let's see. Back to the action. As Prairie View gets stuffed down low once again, as Druther Brother Kleiny pointed out, we do have some shooters on the court tonight. CJ Kaiser from the North Carolina Coastal Eagles shoots a scorching 40.9 from the line. Let's see if he puts them up tonight. His teammate Randy Miller Jr. hits at 38% clip. Definitely some shooters out there. Prairie View no slouch either. They got some guys that hover around 40. 50% shooter in Dwayne Cox Jr., although he doesn't get too many minutes a game. Let's see if they put him into Stroke from Deep. I think that was the name of the first movie I watched as a young teen. Stroke from Deep. Or maybe it was Deep Blue Sea. I get all those deep movies confused,
I actually got number 1 and 2 up on the screen right now.
Oh, well, hey, maybe at halftime we'll pop over for some halftime entertainment. As Prairie View bangs down low but can't put the layup in. We've seen a lot of missed layups throughout the early play-in game so far. Let's see if things settle in the field of 64. Prairie View leaving it all on the court. As we've been saying, you can't just put in 1 pint. It's 2 pints to make a court. Leave both out there. Tonight's defense brought to you not by Pilsner, not by Stout, but by the double IPA. Just don't sleep on it, because it'll bite you. And University of Carolina showing that defense right there and coming down and getting 2. Prairie View up to 8-6.
Yeah, North Carolina, the Eagles, we caught up with their strength and conditioning coach this week, and they've been switching over to that CrossFit business over the past 6 months, and they've really been able to show the explosiveness and the agility, and it's just been
getting word that your camera
true
slipped, and so the
special
game
treat to
isn't
see.
being viewed right now.
We got word that the camera slipped, but it looks fine on our end. If one of our viewers could please chime in live, shout out to Gleazy and Jordan Kayleen, a.k.a. Holly Christmas, are in the building. We are checking on those technical difficulties. Thank you to CC Babanoosh for checking in on our technical end, as we got a tie ball game. We will try to answer comments throughout. Druther Brother Kleiny will do his best as we continue to bring you the action. Prairie View goes up 2 with another layup. We are not seeing those outside fireworks that Kleiny was talking about earlier, although both teams shooting some of the best we've seen so far in the tournament. Not as slow a start as some of the other games. As we go to the line for Coastal Carolina Eagles, let's see. Knocks down the first as we got number 5, Devin Palmer, wearing number 50 tonight. As we were talking about, a lot of the players doing different things. Might be a sanitation issue. We don't know. We don't have all the details. Melanie Hippocampus is not with us live on the court. She was not allowed access. We're disappointed, but we understand. Stay safe out there, Melanie. As Coastal Carolina brings it up, trying to get the play going, the 1-2 hat top. At least that's what we called it back in my day. What about you, Klein? Did you guys have a special play for that old pat the head?
Oh, we used to call that the old tipperoo.
Oh, the tipperoo. Is that where you throw it up and the guy would jump and tip it right in?
Oh, that was a classic move. My grandfather actually, old grandfather Druther, was the actual creator of that move. He was an assistant coach at the local high school at Waverly High in Iowa. So he definitely came up with that. He passed it on to head coach Jerry Jacobs, who is now retired actually in the Hall of Fame in the High School Hall of Fame in Iowa and Illinois. They actually recognized him in the state he didn't even coach in, just for great success. It's an interesting story. You could Wikipedia at any time.
And we suggest our viewers do just that so we can get back to the action. Thank you for that colorful story, Druther Brother Kleiny. Jacob Jeters? No. Yeah, look it up on Wikipedia. The history of the tip-tap-toe, or the tippy-tap-top, however you want to put it, as Coastal Carolina drives in again and puts it up for 2. A real back-and-forth game. Coastal Carolina Eagles up 1 on the Panthers. Panthers dribble around up front. We have number 23 wearing number 21. No, that is number 2, Darius Williams, guard. Number 2 for the Panthers, who was dribbling up top there. Seemed to have lost it as the Eagles go down and get 2. Did you catch that action, Kleiny? I had to look away real quick. The wife walked by.
You know what? I was actually distracted by the coughing in the background. I hope you guys are okay. I just sent sanitizer your way. Keep safe over there, you guys.
They don't call it sanitizer for nothing, because it's always a gift. The gift that keeps on giving until you run out, and then you got to get more. And that's what they always say. A shot from deep and it will not fall. But it looks like we might start to see that outside game pick up here as they start to test the waters and get a little more confident in their games. The Panthers work it around the outside. Let's see if they push it inside out to get an open look. And he drives in for the dunk, lulled him to sleep, and goes in for the slam. You love the energy that brings in the crowd. Yes, exactly. Thank you. And Carolina gets it inside for a layup there as well. Staying ahead by 3. A lot more action in this game. We're happy to see it. These young men really came out to play here and leave both pints on the court. Hashtag bird up. Doesn't really apply here. As we were talking about earlier in the tournament, North Carolina State played some stout defense. Stout, we recommended a few. In the following game, we saw some not quite as tough D, but we rated a Porter-style D. And last game, it was more on the Pilsner. Tonight, the D is brought to you by Double IPA. Druther Brother Kleiny, do you have a favorite DIPA? Not as in Dua Lipa, but DIPA Double IPA.
DIPA, I hardly know it. Oh, you know I do brother. Ninja versus Unicorn. You guys have heard of them. You might have sipped on them on a local beer from my favorite brewery. The name escapes me, but
it's not a skate brewery, that's for sure.
No, but speaking of escape breweries, you ever tried out that new escape room on Irving Park?
I sure did. And speaking of escapes, let's escape back to the action, as I believe the brewery is called Pipeworks. As Prairie View A&M works it around outside, only down 1. Drives, gets it to the big man down low, puts it up, and it will not go, but he'll get 2. That was forward Linnell Henry? What's that number there? Oh, there it is. No, that's Devontae Patterson. Forward Devontae Patterson, number 23, wearing 13, it looks like, tonight. 6'7", 235-pound senior out of Bridgeport, Texas, a 72.3% free throw shooter. Sinks 1, misses the front one. Prairie View will go up 1. Did he hit both there? He might have hit both there. My eyes, they're not the same since I lost the old staring contest of 98.
He hasn't been drinking his normal Gatorade lately. He's been going on to the purple color instead of the blue, and it's really throwing him off his game lately. And speaking of number 13, number 13 comes after his Uncle Willie. His Uncle Willie was a former player at actually UNI Panthers. We're speaking of different Panthers tonight, guys, but it's just a cute story. You should check it out as well.
But hey, you know what they say, once you Panther, you know them all.
Well, technically speaking, yes.
And with that, we get back to the action with the Panthers bringing the ball up. They've really had some pretty good passing, a lot less dribbling than some of the other teams, as that one is blocked. Good defense. That's some of that DIPA defense we were talking about from the Coastal Eagles, soaring in for the block. Caw! And another block down low, but they get it back. Prairie View flying hard to the ball. Maybe that's the speedy Panther quickness we're seeing there.
Shout out to viewer Andrew Gantz. He's been brave enough to join us and comment that he's once kissed his cousin on the lips. He let us know. That's true March Madness passion right there. People just stepping up and doing what's right.
Hey, and as long as it's consensual, we say go ahead and get your druthers.
Yeah, we don't discriminate on druthers around here. We encourage it all.
Short off the front of the rim are the Panthers, as the Eagles bring it up, dribbling outside, swings to the wing, to the other wing, back up top to the guard. That is Randy Miller Jr. Dribble drive. That's CJ Kaiser, passes back over to Jabri Blount, who gets it in, and they will get the 2. A real back and forth game. No team leading by more than 2, I believe. A 1-point nail biter here as the first half winds down. Prairie View working it inside and out, getting the touch inside from the guard. Number 2, Darius Williams. Only 6 foot, but getting up close to the rim there, showing the big guys he can play down low. Let's see if the Eagles here can get a last shot and take the lead going into the locker room. Thinks about it, launches from deep, and he will get the shot. What a smooth-looking jumper to end the half.
It's just as we expected, brother Adam. We just, this game's going to come down to the long ball, and I think we're going to see some more of the same in the second half. Let's just see if Coach can get them draw up some nice plays and see if they can score some buckets.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Druther Klein. Jibri Blount bringing the noise at the end of the half with the 3-pointer. As we go to half, here's some quick stats for you. Take a look, write them down, forget them. We don't really care. We don't compile them, we just read them. And we'll get quickly back to the action here. No room for commercials. We like it that way. Hashtag Friday's payday.
Yeah, the reason they can return to action so quickly is they're pumping these guys full of pure oxygen. They're just sitting on the sidelines. They're ready to go. It's a fine-tuned machine here we got running at Druther Madness. Druther Madness.
That's right, folks. When we get back to the second half, they're going to go with the folks word. Somebody slapped me. We said we needed to use a new word. We're not doing it. Maybe we'll do yolks, folks, and yolks. Folks who like yolks. That's our Sunday morning brunch series coming soon. Folks, yolks, and jokes. We might add some jokes in there. But for now, let's focus on basketball. As Short again coming out, it looks like he might not have switched back to his normal Gatorade. You thought the coach would have made that switch by now.
Oh, the local Aldi was out of stock, so they're settling with what they got. We're just gonna have to make do tonight, guys.
As Justin Whaley gets in the game and puts up a jumper for 2 to put the Eagles back in front, getting some bench work in. We've seen a lot of the starters playing more minutes. You know, the shortened games only being full 20 minutes, 10 minutes halves. We've seen a lot of the starters go the full length.
And Druther Brother Adam, it goes back to the workouts. I'm telling you, this CrossFit thing is amazing. They did the WOD, the workout of the day, Eliza today. So that's 45 kettlebell swings, 3 deadlifts, and 400 millimeters of rowing. It's pretty impressive.
That's more than impressive. That's like impressive, if you know what I mean.
You know, I don't know if I know what you mean, but we'll go with it, yeah?
And it looks like they don't agree with the foul call down there. I can't say that I can make up my mind one way or another. That one was clearly a foul, though. Coming down on his shoulders, he'll shoot 2.
They're just letting them play. They're just letting them play. Bodies on bodies, you know. This is what it's all about.
And let's see if Devontae Patterson can put in the 2. No, it's no good. And the the Eagles, come up with the board. In no rush to get down the court, content to dribble out front. Puts up the baseline, the big rebound down low. You like to see a bang. That was once again Jibri Blount. 9.3 rebounds a game. He was in there to say, "This is mine."
That's just old-fashioned effort right there. That's just stuff you can't teach.
You really can't, you know. And old-fashioned effort beats new-fashioned effort every time. There's just something about it. It's more aged, or, it has that age-old potency that's just been building.
Yeah, I like a nice dry rub myself on my effort. Just nice dry 21 old-aged, old-fashioned effort.
The Eagles playing some tough D down there, but Prairie View staying after it. Both teams, once again, getting on the floor. They are, as we say, leaving it all on the court. Both pints, not half a pint, not 1 pint, but both pints on the court.
Wait, they come in pints? I'm getting one.
You might want to try a pint of that new Dippa Unicorn vs. Santa, or whatever you were talking about.
Yeah, you leave Santa out of this.
Leave Santa out of this. That's Santa-modious.
Yeah.
The jump shot won't fall. And the point scoring slowing down a little bit in this half. Let's see if either team can get something going, kind of reinvigorate this crowd. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get up there and start singing. And nobody, let me tell you, nobody wants that. Unless it's Smash Mouth and Megan. And the driving, slashing dunk from Prairie View. Getting this crowd back on its feet. That's what we were just talking about. That's bringing the Drutter Madness to the building.
Give me some butter, because that's on a roll, Druther Brothers.
That is certainly on a roll. Multiple rolls. Doesn't matter which one you prefer. That was Antoine Lister slashing for the dunk on that last drive. As Prairie View gets it inside and gets fouled, a chance to push this lead, maybe the biggest lead we've seen.
Speaking of rolls, we don't do the gluten-free stuff here at Druther Brothers. I'll be clear about that right now.
That's a fact. That's our hashtag big facts right there from Druther Brother Kleiny. You know, if you absolutely know, No, we keep it gluten. We're in with sin and gluten. Gluten, not Putin. That's what we always say.
Oh, we certainly do.
He can't hit him. He cannot hit the shots and push his team ahead by more. And then he goes back down and in frustration commits the foul. You know, I've committed my fair share of frustration fouls in my day, but no one ever told me to put a jersey on and get out there. So that's the difference. Shooting 2 is number 3, Ty Graves from North Carolina Coastal Eagles. Ty Graves, a junior from Greensboro. Interesting story about Greensboro is that there's a color in its name.
Yeah, that's a fact right there. Again, you know, that's what we try to do here at Druther Brothers. We speak facts, and we're just trying to bring the truth out in this game. It's a beautiful game. Oh yeah.
Some would say the most beautiful game, as Prairie View knocks it away and he goes coast to coast, no space ghost, and dunks with the thunderous jam. Forward, Devontae Patterson rumbling down the court, giving his team 2, pushing them up by 2. As Coastal Carolina cannot connect on the other end, just a little flat inside. A good look, but not able to put it down. Once again, good ball movement from the Panthers there. Not getting the shot to fall. Still a good look. You like the offensive movement. Coach really switched things up at half by going from a passing offense to a passing offense. You like the move there.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better. I mean, I think, you know, what Coach is going to take away from this is passing's the way to go. Passing wins games.
There's only one thing that passing is not smart, and that's passing on passing, my friend. Pass the ball inside. He's open. He's calling for it. He's hungry. He dribbles around. He kicks out. Shot clock running down. 10 seconds here. He drives in. We got to get some movement as he gets trapped, and that's what we're talking about. It doesn't pay off. Coastal Carolina with the easy takeaway there as they try to move the ball, but a risky cross-court pass gives Prairie View the fast break, but rushes the shot and can't put it down. We're getting a lot of back and forth here as we close in on 4 minutes left in the game.
I have a feeling both teams are going to be running gassers after this. Coaches are just fed up with these turnovers and missed shots. This is unacceptable in my opinion.
You know, it's not unheard of. Now, if I were a player, you know what I would say? Gasser? I hardly know her. And then Coach would have to let me off. But these young men that might not be in the mood for, getting into it with the coach after this tough play. And one of them will ultimately go home not a loser, but just not in the tournament anymore. Both teams, though, should hang as a dunk from Coastal Carolina, and that will get their team back on their feet. The energy back and forth from these two teams, it's electric. It's almost like you can feel the energy coursing through the circuit boards. As Prairie View goes back and answers right away with the 2 of their own. You know, guards and forwards getting in on the action. Guards making some nice slash plays to the hoop to get in there with a smooth layup, and these forwards are letting the crowd know they're here to play with some monster dunks. As Jibri Blount from the Eagles gets a nice little jumper, mixing his game up with some inside moves, and he hit that deep 3 at the end of the first half. And that really kind of got their momentum going as they push the lead to 2 here.
Oh, that's a flop if I've ever seen one.
Hey, you don't see a lot of flops in your day, but you've seen at least one, so that must have been a flop.
They used to call me Big Flop back in high school. Everyone knows that.
And that's because you were always doing belly flops in the pool, isn't that right?
Every day, but guess what? I went 20-point, Druther Brothers.
That's right, 20.0 to the bottom of the pool on that belly flop. As another fast break by the Carolina Coastal Eagles will get them up 4. Sorry, as I stutter over these words, I just cannot believe it. A 4-point lead. We haven't seen one more than 2 all game. The Eagles really soaring to new heights here. Highly elevating their game as they get some good ball movement around the outside here. Let's see if they get another good-looking shot and push their lead even more. The Panthers playing pretty good defense as they kind of wind the shot clock down here on the Eagles. They're going to have to make something happen. They get it inside to, yep, you guessed it, Jabril Blount, as he takes another jumper. That one won't fall, but he gets his own board and goes in for the dunk. He really came to play this second half.
You know, one thing about Blount is from last year, you know, as a sophomore, he wasn't going after those rebounds. He wasn't putting those back up. This is just really, as a commentator and a former coach, really great to see.
And Prairie View taking a page out of Blount's book and getting some offensive boards, getting blocked, and Blount on the other end putting it in for another 2. Nice connection from the teammates, Justin Watley and Jabri Blount. One on the block and pass ahead. And Blount on another thunderous, well, I think that was a layup, but it was thunderous nonetheless as they push the lead to 8. Certainly any points that push a lead to 8 is thunderous in my book.
Hey, Druther Brother Adam, is it too soon to name Druther Brother the game? Is it Blount? What do you think?
It's Blount.
He's in for a surprise after the game. We're going to be giving away some swag for this guy. He's really showed it, put it all on the court tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have to find that guy on Instagram for sure. Hashtag him, smack tap him, whatever the kids call it these days. Let's hit him up. He deserves some Druther Brothers swag for bringing it on the court. Maybe we can get him a 2-pint shirt.
Oh, I think he would definitely like that.
Prairie View not going away, though, as they got 2 right before the timeout and bring the lead back to 6. Playing some tough defense down low. They get called for a foul, though. And Coach will have some more words for him. I think he'll be talking more strategy than really yelling. They've put in a good effort.
Yeah, but you can't be doing that this late in the game. It's just unacceptable.
Well, you know, as we have the timeout here, let's take some time to talk about how the timeout is now ending, and let's get back to the game. That was a
really great timeout.
There was a little Perd Hapley, ad-lib for you there. You heard with Perd. If you haven't heard of Perd, get out there and open your ears, mister.
I can make my cat purr. Oh, wait. Nope. Never mind. Sorry.
It ain't purdy, but it's sturdy. And that's what they say of a nice dip of defense as Carolina stops A&M on their comeback, keeping ahead by 6, moving the ball nicely, dumping down low, back out to the 3-point line. They drive in. He's double-teamed. Let's see if he can find the open man. Too much dribbling. Passes to the corner, the elbow, if you will. Arms, shoulders, knees, and toes. No, heads, elbows. In it goes was the old song.
Yep.
There's that nice shot
on
on
the
the
right on the head. Too much dribbling. That's what my grandpa always says, and I don't know if he's talking about basketball or what's going on, But we need to quit that.
That's not a pretty picture, as we said earlier, but he does certainly need to quit that. As there we see a turnover and foul comparison for time of possession, whatever, some kind of comparison. As we're under a minute here in the second half, the Eagles out of Coastal Carolina up 6. We still got a ball game here. Prairie View trying to stay in this game, playing a little stop the clock foul tippy-tappy here.
I think it's too late.
Let's see if number 5, wearing number 50, Devin Palmer, can put these down. As he puts down 1.
Again, Devin, why would you Palmer, man? That's just, you got to think about it before you...
Well, I think he's referring to the ball in this instance,
Oh, my mistake.
Cradle his baby. He's got a Palmer to throw it down. As he misses the second shot, but again with that follow-up boards from Carolina Coastal, as back on the line is Jabril, and he will miss the front end of the 1-and-1, and they're fouled again, clearly in the bonus. The Panthers starting to get into some foul trouble here. Not much time left, though, so you'd rather see them leave it all on the court. They really can't take advantage of these free throws, just throwing Charity away.
Just makes me so mad.
You know what they say, when you get mad, you won't like you when you're mad. So do you and you too. As we take another timeout, both teams regroup. Tonight's game brought to you by Druther Brothers in incorporation with Drew Brews and Dro Bros. To all you listeners out there, we thank you once again. 30 seconds left as the Prairie View brings it up. They should be putting up shots here quick, you'd think. They have some shooters, as we discussed earlier. They get into their guard. He can drive well, but he's not really doing much with it, wasting a lot of time. Puts up the three, and it pays off as he puts it down, but is it a little too late as they took almost 30 seconds off the clock there. You've seen the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. Just cut that in half. That's the amount of time they took. Like, whoa, are you serious? As Carolina goes back to the line shooting two. Can't put it in, but they're in the double bonus, so it won't matter. He'll get a second one regardless here. That's what the double bonus means, folks. It means you get two as a bonus. No 1-and-1. As he sinks the second, pushing that lead back to 5. Still in this, but they really got to hurry. You know, time's winding down with a mere 16.4 seconds. You know, that used to be your favorite number growing up, Kleiny. Any reason why?
Well, it's a long story, and it's for another time. You know, I was actually distracted here by these guys' shoes. They don't even match their jerseys, and, you know, I can't even pay attention anymore, to be honest with you.
Well, we will have to look into sponsoring some shoes to get these to match up, so our viewers do not get confused like Druther Brother Kleiny here. We go back to the action. 10 seconds, a drive in, and it looks like they're wasting time again. Can't get it to go. It was a good shot inside, and now there's no time. They need to foul, and this game is over. The North Carolina Coastal Eagles pulling it out in the end, 36-31. What a game, the best we may have had yet. Thank you for coming out and watching. We appreciate it. A shout out to all you out there. And let's go check in with the players of the game. Again, Esmeralda Bonifante is not with us, so we cannot go in live to the players. But here we can bring up some stats here as we have number 50, although as we know, a number 5, Devin Palmer from the Eagles. We heard his name quite a bit, pacing him with 8 points and really just pushing the tempo all game. And over there for the Panthers, we got number 21, although normally number 2, Darius Williams, pasting the losing squad, although both teams should hang their heads high. Great efforts. We appreciate it. Thank you. And keep druthering. Stay tuned for the field of 64. Good night. And good. And good night. And good night.